What's up, homies? So today I'm actually going to tell you a story about how I got kicked out of my house for smoking weed / skipping school. It was kind of a mixture of both. So this is basically how it was. In junior high, I got in trouble a lot because I started smoking weed like before most of other people did. So I was in trouble a lot for like smoking weed in class, and kids would always like point it out and shit. And it was only like a couple other kids that smoked weed, right? So these kids were kind of like fucking rebel kids, kind of like they had just shitty behavior and stuff all the time. But they were the only option I had to smoke weed with these people. So I was just like, okay, I'll hang out with these guys. So like that being said, I moved through a number of different circles until pretty much most people started smoking weed and were okay with it. Because I felt like I was judged a lot for it. Whereas now that everyone smokes it, it's like I can be friends with whoever. Whereas before, my options were limited. So in grade 8, this was like the first month of the school year, the first like couple weeks. This is a September. And I was with three or four people. I was with two of my friends who were twins, and one of my friends, and then I think there was another person there, but I don't remember. But basically, I don't know how we got this plan. I don't know how we thought this up. Like, I don't know, we might have thought this up before school or at lunchtime or something, or we might have just saw each other in the hallway and just left. But I remember we were all in the hallway, and then we were like looking out, we were looking for teachers, and then there was none, so we just like ran out the door. I don't know why we ran. We don't have like a security guard. I know some schools do. But we didn't have a security guard, but we just ran to there's like a city center thing across from the road from the junior high. So we ran there. And then from there, what happened is one of the twins was going to come with me to my house because I just bought a new bong like 2 days ago or something. So one of the twins was going to come with me, and the other twin was going to go with my one friend because he had money, and the twin knew the person that we were going to buy the weed from. So they went to go together to buy the weed. And I remember I brought my friend over to my house, and I was just grabbing a bong, man. And like some people, their parents like let them have friends over. My parents were never really like that. They didn't like having people over. And then this guy, he's just making a mess, man, and fucking around. And he's like trying to smoke in the house. I was like, no, bro, like you're going to get my ass beat. I'm not doing that. And he's calling me a buzzkill and all this shit, but it's like, no, man, my parents will kick my ass. But so we ended up, I got my bong in the water for it and all that. And then we met up at these trees, which was like a spot that's like beside the highway. Kind of a weird fucking smoking spot now that I think about it. But it was a decent spot. We brought some chairs there. And one time this lady saw us moving stuff there and she called the cops on us. I almost got lost my brother's bike. But I'll tell that story later, I guess. But so yeah, we go smoke weed. It was my one friend. It was his first time he's ever used a bong before, which some of those stories are fucking funny, man. Some people's first bong rips are just atrocious. He did a good job though. I'm proud of you, Brandon. So yeah, it ended up being a really fucking fun time. I went home and my mom got mad at me for skipping school because they called her. But she didn't know, like, really much about it. And then so the next day, I didn't go to school in the morning because I wanted my mom, we were going to go pick up GTA 5 because that was when that was released. It was the next day. But she canceled my pre-order because I skipped school. I didn't know this. And then she came home at lunch and she got really mad at me and she's asking me where the bong was. And I had no idea how she knew that I even had one. So the next day I went to school, and what I learned happened is everybody else went to school the day after this happened, and they all got sent to the office. And the office, they were like, they'd fucking interrogate everybody and ask them all the questions. And because I wasn't there, because I was the only person that wasn't there, they basically blamed everything on me. They said that I don't know even why they told them that we were smoking weed, but they, figured that out. And they told him that I had the weed and bought the weed and I smoked the most of it and had the bong and all this stuff. So my principal in junior high was really nice on me because he wanted to fuck my mom. But he ended up calling my mom, and then my mom, you know, came home at lunch and gave me a bunch of shit, and I didn't get to buy GTA 5, which really, that was the part that sucked most about this story. But she ended up kicking me out for this too. She asked me where the bong was. I told her I didn't have one. And then she's like, "Oh, you're going to your dad's house and all this." So I didn't want to lose this. This is the first bong I ever had. So I didn't want to lose it. I didn't want to give it up. So I put it in a t-shirt and I wrapped it up. And then I put it in my backpack. And then when I left that day, I think my dad came and picked me up. But either way, she didn't look in my bags when I left. So she wasn't trying to find it very hard, I guess. But yeah, that's the story about how I got kicked out of my house for skipping school and smoking weed. And then I had to wait a couple months longer to get GTA 5. Yeah, it was kind of a shitty story, but it was fun smoking weed with my friends. So I'd say it's worth it anyway now. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed the video, just drop a like, and I'll be dropping a lot more content of stories and probably a lot of video game stuff. So yeah, guys, that's is what it is. So like and subscribe, all that shit. Like and subscribe and all that shit, and like and subscribe and all that shit. All right.